Hi, it's Jez from Nigezza Creates. Thank you for joining me today. I'm in my craft room and it probably looks a complete mess. I started trying to make it tidy last year before we knew that Ed was poorly. I spent a lot of time sort of sorting it out, and then Ed got diagnosed with cancer, so then it was a little bit difficult. But during moments when he was, sort of resting or having treatment or things, I did sort of come in here and do little bits. And then it just got abandoned, really. Life and death happened. But I did film. So I filmed the beginnings of it. I did some, little sections of me sorting it out, and I've now returned to sorting it out, and I thought it might be quite a nice little series of sort of decluttering. I've started thinking about what's important in my craft room, and what I no longer use, and sort of being, well, not too ruthless, because I can't do that, but I have sort of thought about getting rid of things. So this first video in my sort of decluttering, reorganizing my craft room is the videos that I made last year. So I don't talk about Ed particularly, I don't think at all, in any of them, because we didn't know he was poorly then. So yeah, and then I've started readdressing things and sorting things out. So there is a sort of follow up that if what I'm doing now, and you can see it's a mess. So I'm in the process of sorting it out, and things do get a mess before they get better. Well, they do when I do it anyway. I've tried following that. There's somebody on YouTube who does the no mess sorting out. No, I just want to get stuck in and just sort. So yeah, so this is the first video, and I'll hope you enjoy coming along for the ride and seeing how I get on. Okay. Hi, welcome to my craft room. It's Jess here from Nigezza Creates, and I have been doing lots and lots of decluttering and sorting in my room, and when that happens, you do get to a stage where everything looks much worse than it is. Now I'm moving my camera really slowly, and that was making me talk really slowly. So yeah, as a consequence, I have got a massive mess. Now it's not been helped by the fact that there's my craft bag. Literally got back last night from the Rachel Bella craft retreat, so I've still got my bags to unpack. So yeah, that sort of added to the mess, and I'm making 4 journals at the moment, and I've got 1, 2, 3 sort of containers there that I've got them in, so they don't live there. I did actually clear this entire space, honest, and I have done a lot of chucking out, but it is a mess, totally and utterly. There are things that are well organised, so I don't actually think it would take me long to unpack, because I have got systems in place. But I've also got, I'm going to back out because I don't want to swing you around and make you feel sick. Right at the beginning of this process, when I started, I'm just going to close my bedroom door. I am in the room right next to my bedroom, and I've got no light on the landing. It went out years ago, so we don't have it, but can you see there's a pile here? So I moved that out sort of fairly at the beginning of this process, because that was in the way. Got it out so that I could get on with things a little bit better. And in the sorting out, I did end up with these are all empty containers, more or less. So I'm just, they're not going to live there. So that's sort of like not a huge problem. But I have sorted out all my cardstock. So now that one shelf there is more or less all my 12 by 12. There is a little bit just over there, which I forgot about. So yeah, and I've sorted out my 6 by 6, and I've done, and those are all my made cards. So there's a few shelves there that are sorted. So yeah, not bad. So I'm doing the true, I'll just swing you around so you can see this ultimate mess again. I am doing sticking to sort of loads of rules. You can see journals, books, more books, more books. The, you know, sort of watch lots of decluttering, and I am watching Stacey Solomon's Sort Your Life Out. More books over there. So I have got 3 piles, and I am getting rid of, as in chucking away. I am donating, and I'm selling. And I've done a lot of all 3 of those. I can do loads more. So, yeah. So the first thing that I'm going to do, apart from put away what just swinging around again slowly, what I'm going to, I've got to put away the things from the retreat, and then we're going to take these out. So these are 2 cupboards. It's really difficult to see. These are 2 cupboards. You can see there, cupboard 1, cupboard 2. And they were like an island in the middle of my room, which I thought, when I totally rearranged, that these were a good idea. But I don't think they are. And you might have remembered from a previous craft room tour that was where my desk used to be. So I never gave you the updated tour of when I moved my desk there, because I never really finished, and it's not working. I mean, I quite like my desk there, but having it where it is, I can't reach those shelves particularly without trying to break my neck. But I have done quite a bit on those shelves. I've got everything labelled. They're pretty good. So we're not starting from nothing. I have, honestly, even though it doesn't much look like it, I have done lots and lots of sorting out. But I've got some really lovely storage. I mean, that book, that's beautiful, and so's the drawer next to it, but the drawers are facing out. So I want to see them. I want I want to get rid of stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'll bring you back when maybe we've cleared this out, and you can then appreciate how big my room is. Okay, see you all soon. Right, so I have been busy just clearing away what was on top of that sort of island that I've got there, and already it's opened up the room and it looks so much better. It would look even better when it's gone, but you can kind of, if I move slowly, kind of get an idea of the size of the room. It is quite a good sized room, and that in the middle is just making it all bleh. So yeah, need something else. Well, I really need nothing there, but I do sometimes think that having just an open space is a bit of a waste of space. So I'm going to try and see what I can do. That's all I can say, really. I don't know what I'm going to try and do. Just going to try and sort. I need to get rid of things. That's what I need to do. Don't we all? Wish me luck. So now, single-handedly, I might add, I have removed those 2 cupboards. I just slid. That's all I can do, is slide furniture. So I've got that big old space in the middle. And although I do think, let me walk in, you can just see all the gubbins that was on the floor, that it is quite a big old space there. And I just need to organise and sort and declutter and try and keep everything contained within the shelves that I've already got in here and just use them better. And yeah, I've got a sink, would you believe it? Hidden under there, I do have a sink. But I mean, I've got oodles of storage, really. I am, boxes. I am a little bit addicted to buying storage things. And so you'd think with the amount of storage I've got that I wouldn't have, that everything would be in its place. Yeah, it's clearly not. I mean, I do use the floor as a shelf, as you can see. But yeah, and I do go quite a way up. I mean, look, all that space there. Can you imagine if I had shelves all around the top? I'd never reach them, but you know, I could have loads of things around the top because, you know, it's a big old Victorian house, so I've got very, very high ceilings. Spooky doll, that was my mum's. Supposed to clean it. And yeah, there's huge space there. So, and a window that I'm blocking. But yeah, so still a very, very long way to go. And currently my bed isn't usable. So that means I've got to sort today. Otherwise, we can't sleep. So there we go. Let's see what happens next. Right, so I've watched 65 million decluttering, sort your life out things. And the first thing I'm going to do, which was a tip from, I mean, this is a tip, no, but it was a tip, as in a good idea, from one of the shows I watched, was first thing to do, get rid of the rubbish or the trash, as some people call it. So I'm going to get a black bin liner and literally most of that stuff down there, it's just going to go in the bin and then it'll immediately look better. It'll immediately look like I've done something. And also the other top tip was sort the floor out, clear the floor, and it looks like you've done masses. If the floor's clear, this would look amazing. So I think that's my first job. I'm going to clear the floor. Yay. So now we can see the carpet. We have done other progress. I say we because my son has now come and helped me. He's just done the hoovering. And for the first time ever, this trolley is all sorted. It's now totally mixed media. It's got my jelly plate. It's got all my paints and things. It's got mark makers and other things in the bottom. And it's not going to live there, but it's sorted now. And now we are going to transform this area. So, be back in a bit. So, I've sorted out that area. There's a few bits and bobs, needs tweaking, but it's in there. I've got my mixed media trolley there, and I can still open my cupboard doors, so that's marvellous. And I don't need to use that trolley very often, so it's great. I can just pull it over to my desk when I want to use it. Let me swing round. There's loads that still needs doing, but we've moved a few things there. We've altered those shelves so that I use loads is in place, and that top shelf, which I can't really reach without a step ladder, that's like old books. And what I'm going to do is sort out the books that I'm never ever going to rip up, and I'm going to put them up there so they'll look pretty. I mean, not all of those are not going to be ripped up, so they will be changed, but for the moment that's okay. And if we move on down, obviously mess to sort. So over in this corner here, I have made a space there, so I can now walk in there and reach what's on these shelves here. Well, not the top, but I can get to the books and those things, which I couldn't before. So that's cool. I can actually get to my sink, which I couldn't before, and I can open these drawers and do things. I've got my sewing machine up there, so that's easy for me to just pull onto my desk to use. This little trolley here used to be under the desk, but now I've put it there and I can still reach it quite well. So I've got a little bit of space under my desk. So it's just a mess under there, so I've got to sort that out. But it's quite nice that I've got a little bit of space. So yeah, we're getting there. Been at it about, I don't know, 9 hours, 10 hours. We're going to have something to eat. I mean, we've had lunch. But yeah, I'm really pleased with, let's turn slowly with how it's coming on. We're going to have big space right in the middle of the room, which, let's swing, which I'm quite happy about. And it does mean that if I have a play date, I've got room to put my folded table up. And it does mean that if we're inundated with guests, I could sleep a couple in here. So yeah, anyway, I'll bring you back again when we've done some more. So that is the first part. Yeah, that's what I start. Well, I didn't start with that because when I started the second lot of videos, it was a lot worse. But for the most part, everything was where I left them, except there was a bigger mess. So yeah, so I'll see you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for joining me. Bye.